Hi everyone, how are you doing? This is Amanda. So today is the 18th of October and we're going to be doing a special Galactic edition today, I want to say. And it's going to be split up into two parts. The first part of this video is going to be clearing up some of the confusion that is out there at the moment about Ashtar, and in particular the Galactic Federation of Light, which some channelers are talking about being a psy-op, okay? I don't watch the people that are saying this stuff, is the first thing to say, but I do, in my mailbag, I hear about what other people are saying, and I'm then asked to comment on it. I'm not going to call out anybody else's work, that's not what I do, and I'm not going to allow any comments below in my comment section that names anybody either. But I would like to answer some of what is being said at the moment because I feel it's extremely misleading, and I have a right of reply, particularly because I'm one of the people that does channel Ashtar and the Galactic Federation of Light. So we're going to be answering that. And also hearing from Ashtar in terms of, you know, who he is. I mean, he has covered some of this already in other videos that I've done, but we'll go back to him. And then the second part of this video is going to be him talking about various subjects that he wants to talk about, so some teaching areas. I know one of the things he wants to comment on is the colonization of other planets and whether humankind is even allowed to do that by cosmic law, okay? It's all very well people saying we're going to do it, but actually there is a universal law, and sometimes well, always that comes into play. So you might be surprised at what comes out there. I will put timestamps so you can follow the various subjects that we're going to cover, but I think I'll just sort of dive into it today. Right, where to start, guys? Where to start? Let's firstly start by spraying the spray, okay? Yeah, I mean, I do have a Commander Ashtar spray. Those of you that use my sprays know that I do. And I don't know, when did we bring it in? A couple of years ago? Commander Ashtar. Okay, so Commander Ashtar, and it says Galactic Federation, and he's linked to the Platinum Ray. The Platinum Ray. So let's just spray that and welcome him in. Welcome, Ashtar. Okay. And as I just tune into his energy, I'm tuning into his energy, but I'm also suddenly becoming aware of the sound of children playing. There's a school up the road from me and it must be break time, so I can hear the sound of children playing. And he's saying that we are all children of God. Okay, we're all children of God. So he visits us as an ambassador for God, is what he's saying. That's how he's putting it today. He's an ambassador for God. He's an ambassador for the universal law. If God isn't the right word for you, then replace it with creator or something else. But that's who he is. That's what he does. So let's dive in. Why am I feeling I need to defend him and the Galactic Federation of Light? So it's been brought to my attention that there are people within our community who are talking about the fact that the Galactic Federation of Light, which is basically a group of galactic masters, teachers, master teachers, helpers, healers, supporters that are united and governed by Ashtar, are a psyop. They're not real, okay? They are trying to deviate you from the true path, okay? To such an extent that don't call it the Galactic Federation of Light anymore. We're going to call it something different. And this new group have got a different name, I assume a different energy, and it's as though, well, they're okay, but this lot over here, they really are not Galactic Federation of Life. They're not. It's funny, I keep saying the Galactic Federation of Life. It feels like I want to say that because it's almost as though Ashtar's saying, yeah, there's life in the Galactic Federation of Light. Part of me, when I read the emails coming in, I just rolled my eyes, like, oh, here we go again. It felt very Doreen Virtue, to be perfectly honest, for different reasons, completely different reasons. But it's this whole energy of dissing other beings, dissing other belief systems, putting some sort of hierarchy and duality into it, right and wrong, you know. And at the end of the day, when you get to work with the galactic realms, you're actually working at a level which is linked to unity consciousness. Duality energy, good and bad, you know, good guys, bad guys, etc., is very much an earth construct. It's what we get stuck in when we come here to earth. And I believe that our planet is on the last days of duality consciousness, which is why so much is becoming so separated and so, you know, black and white, right and wrong, love and hate, you know, left and right, all the rest of it. We're getting further and further apart, because ultimately we're going to come back together. We are going to come back together, and we will get to a place of unity consciousness. Is this going to happen in weeks? No. Is this going to happen in years? Yes. How many years? I don't know, is the honest truth. But I do know that we have set a course and we are heading towards unity consciousness. So all of this sort of fighting in terms of who's right and who's wrong and which group are you aligned to, and this group's a psyop, but this group's okay. It's so much us playing in the playground as children, getting confused, getting misled. And I'm going to try and give you some tools to help you steer your own ship, basically, so that you align with whoever feels right for you. Okay, that's what we all should be doing at the end of the day. It shouldn't ever be about any teacher, any channeler saying, you know, this person's wrong, this person's right. The tools should be about helping you to feel into what is right for you. Okay, so here are some tips. The first thing to say is that I think one of the most important things to say is that when I opened up to the galactic realms, and in particular Ashtar and everything that he brings with him, because Ashtar brings a whole legion of different beings and different energies. It's a whole new world, basically. I've said this before, but I needed the reassurance and the safety and the protection of a trusted guide who is a gatekeeper, who would only allow through the gate the next level of teaching or energy that was going to help me, not hinder me. Okay, who is that gatekeeper? Well, yes, for me it is Metatron. I would also say it's Christ, because they very much are my two main guides. But you may have different guides, okay? Metatron isn't the only gatekeeper energy out there in our universe, but he's a pretty good one to have on your team. So for me, it's Metatron. If you don't have a gatekeeper energy that you work with, you basically can open yourself up to anything, you know? It's so important that if you channel, if you heal, if you meditate, if you astral travel, if you just explore the wider universe and work with different energies, whether they be galactic, elemental, angelic, etc., that you have a gatekeeper energy, okay? Because it keeps you safe. So that's the first thing to say. Develop a relationship with a trusted guide and gatekeeper who will take you through the different realms of our universe. Very few people start with the Galactics. And indeed, I would say if you've started with the Galactics, that can be quite what's the right word to use? Well, it can be. It can lead to being very ungrounded. I feel, okay. You need to have understood this planet first, and the energies at play here, and the elementals, okay, before you launch off and tune into the galactic realm, whatever you call it, okay, and whoever you think you are communicating with. So I think the ideal is, if you're working with the galactic energies, you should really also be working with the earth energies. As above, so below. You know, it's the truth. What do I mean by the elemental energies? I'm talking about the energies of fire, earth, water, air, maybe the dragons. Dragons are great energies to ground. The angelic kingdom, obviously above that. And then for me, the next level up was the galactics. But when I say the next level up, it's not that they're better than each other. It's just to do with how we can assimilate frequency and knowledge and light. To be able to hold galactic light, to be able to hold galactic wisdom, to be able to even understand who the galactics are and what they do, you have to be fully grounded. Okay, so that's what I mean by working your way up. And also, as I say, having a gatekeeper energy that opens you up to each stage. Metatron, as an example, will be a gatekeeper that takes you through all of the realms as well. You know, you have to ask him, but you can ask him, for example, if you're working with the angelic frequency, Metatron can be the gatekeeper that takes you into different angelic chambers, whether that be Gabriel, Sandalphon, Raphael, Michael, etc. Okay, and other ones that are less well known. Same with the galactics. For me and my experience, my first encounter with it was Ashtar, because he tends to be the one that greets you first, okay? But it was very much a handover between Metatron and Ashtar. Metatron is like, hands me over to Ashtar's care, and he usually is still hovering there. I don't know why he hovers, but he just does. He's saying out of interest. Oh, okay, he's saying out of interest. Okay, this isn't just me, this is what he does for you as well. Because Metatron works with the whole Akashic record field. So he likes to know what you're up to, putting it in a very crude sense, so that he can see the experiences that you're having, what you get stuck with. I'm talking about the blocks that come up. Maybe you get a block in terms of, I'm opening up to the galactics, and this group of galactics are okay because they sort of look a bit like us. You know, they've got two eyes and they've got a head, and, you know, I can sort of get on with them. But then maybe you might come into contact with another, he doesn't like me using the word alien, but another galactic group that is very different, and it freaks you out a bit. It's like, no, I'm not ready for that. So Metatron can take record of that and help you to assimilate your fear and get you ready, because one day you will be. Okay, so Gatekeeper, working your way up through the realms is important when you're working with galactics. This other thing about we are not alien. We are not alien. It's so important. It's so important. There's that beautiful quote. Let me just weave a bit of Brian Cox in, because why not? From Brian Cox, who is a scientist, UK scientist, amazing guy. He says, when we look out into space, we are looking into our own origins, because we are truly children of the stars. And written into every atom and every molecule of our bodies is the entire universe, from the Big Bang to the present day. It's all inside us. What we see as separate to us, this galactic energy, is not separate. It's actually part of us. And when we have got to know the galactic energy that we have within us, that's when they tend to appear. It's when we've opened up more, we've opened our minds, we've opened our hearts. And again, going back to why I started to do this video in the first place, I just get so frustrated when people start to open up and then somebody comes in and it's like they just want to put the lid right back down on the jar. You're just opening up to the magic and the wonder. No, it's not safe. It's a psyop. It's happened, to be honest, it's happened with every single being that I've channeled, probably without exception. Certainly Metatron has been called, dark, or not of the light, false light, okay, is another way to put it. The Jesus that I channel, the Christ that I channel, is not the Jesus of Nazareth, according to the likes of Doreen. So it's not really Jesus that I'm channeling. It's the same lesson, guys. So how can you discern who is true, whether it's the Galactic Federation of Light, whether it's Metatron or the Jesus that you're linking into? Look what he's saying to me, this is Ashtar, he's saying, look at the consistency of the messages, number one, but also look at the content of the messages. Okay, this is true of any channeling as well, by the way. The Galactic Federation of Light, for example, are going to bring through messages. There's something in the name. They're going to bring through messages of light, Okay, they're going to bring through messages of hope. They're going to bring through messages of love. They're going to bring through messages that support you, that encourage your journey here on Earth, that also help you to remember that you have many soul sisters and soul brothers, not just here on Earth, who are also all of different starseed origin, whether they be Andromedan, Palladian, Syrian, etc. Okay, but equally you have a number of galactic brothers and sisters on different planets that are willing you on and supporting you. The messages are always of that vibration. They're always of that frequency. As soon as somebody starts channeling, for example, the Galactic Federation of Life, and it's linked into fear, okay, let's just call it, it's linked into fear and doom and gloom, but mostly fear. That is not of light, it's not of love, okay? But that could also be the same for somebody that maybe channels Jesus, who's also peddling fear. And I have seen that happen as well out there, okay? Or telling you that you have to do it just one way, okay? Jesus would never say that, Christ would never say that. And the Galactic Federation, getting back to them, they would definitely never say that, because the Galactic Federation of Light are all about the multi-universe. They're about the 100 million different experiences and frequencies that are out there. They're never going to pin you down and just say, only do one thing. Okay, but basically, yeah, the combined message here from both Metatron and Ashtar, I've got them both here, is they're saying, judge a channel and judge a group of beings on their frequency. Is it of love? It is as simple as that. Is it of love? Is it of light? If it is, you've got your answer. It is as simple as that. And it doesn't matter what you call it. You can change the names, you can change the words. Is it of love? You see, this is the other thing we get caught up in, and we're all guilty of it. When we're talking about Ashtar as an example, I mean, I've got a card here, okay? Funny enough, he told me to use a deck, which is called the Magical Dimensions deck by Lightstar. It's a good deck. I got it out and I thought maybe there's a few cards in here, that I need to read on. And I have pulled a couple actually. But I hadn't appreciated or remembered that actually Ashtar is in this deck. That's why he told me to get it probably. But you can probably see, no offence to the artist at all, this is just one way that Ashtar can look. And he's probably looking the way that you expect him to maybe look, or I expect him to look. I mean, you might not expect him to look like that, but he's often depicted like that. Okay, he looks a bit, and here he's all muscle bound, which I suppose is indicative of he's strong, he's mighty, he can take on the armies of darkness, whatever. But that's just because we expect him to look that way. Ashtar can look in any, they change shape basically. They can change shape. They don't have to take that form and look like a human being. They're not human. The thing is, I mean, this is where we all gets a bit confusing, because the thing is, I mean, yeah, we're human, and you're looking at me now, okay, and I look like this, and I've done my hair like this today, and I'm wearing these earrings. But actually, there's an aspect to me where I can change shape and as well. I mean, have I seen myself do that? No, I haven't. But do I know it's possible? Yes, I do. Have I done it before in other lifetimes? Yes, I have. We all have the ability to do that. You see, as soon as you even say the name shapeshifter, straight away people freak out and think, oh my God, you know, psyop, darkness, red alert, reptilian energy. We can all do this stuff. The dark can do it, so too can the light. Anyway, I'm getting off subject. Ashtar can look however you want him to look. He doesn't even have to he doesn't even have to become a physical form. He can be, and he often does, show himself in the clouds, in the light, okay? Somebody asked me the question the other day about what does galactic light look like as opposed to sunlight? Very good question. I would say that galactic light has got a platinum tinge to it. It's got platinum in it. In fact, I took a photograph, when did I take this? I think this was yesterday. This is when I got up yesterday, and I knew that Ashtar was around me. And I opened my curtains, and that was the image outside my window yesterday morning. That's what I would call galactic light. That to me is Ashtar showing his form, okay? Is he appearing as, you know, the figure? No, he's appearing in the clouds. Is there a ship behind the clouds? Potentially, absolutely yes. Okay, so it's a bit like the angels. I have these beautiful paintings that Jane's done for me, and you've all seen them over the years. And okay, here he is. There's Metatron up there back in his place. There he is, okay. That's how I like to envisage him. But I'm completely aware that Metatron doesn't have to look like that. Metatron just can be a very condensed, beautiful little tiny ball of white lights. It's still Metatron. It's energy, okay. As human beings, we're getting tripped up on words and titles and naming something. It's like we have to put a bloody label on everything, don't we? You know, I'm as guilty of it as everybody. You know, I'm going to call it this. And then what we do is we box it in, you know. I understand you if you've got that label. I don't understand you if you've got this label. Get used to the energies. This is about mastering energy. It's about mastering energy, all right? It's about Ashtar's saying it's about building up a relationship with the energy. He's saying it's actually quite helpful to lose the titles. You know, you don't even need a title. I mean, okay, I called this Galactic Federation because it's like, because it's what people expect. It's what people, it identifies the energy. But really, it's just pure energy, in the same way that Jesus is pure energy, Christ is pure energy. The other thing I want to say here, exclamation mark, energies don't lie. Energies don't lie. If it's of light, you can feel it's of light. If it's of love, you can feel it's of love. If it makes you feel a bit like, oh, I'm not so sure, trust that. It could be that actually it isn't of light, or it could also be that you're not quite ready for it. I mean, there's two ways you can view that. You know, because remember, we also as human beings put our blocks up when we don't understand something, when we go into fear. I've done it myself over the years. Well, it's like that's a step too far. I'm not quite ready for the Galactics yet, so I'll put them out there, you know. But remember, they're already in here. Okay. Anything else I want to say on this? Oh, yes. Ashtar wanted me to say to you that I think we all understand, most of us understand that have been on this path a while, that our DNA contains memory. It contains memory of our ancestors in particular. So how your great aunt, you know, was maybe treated, if it's unhealed, it can come back sometimes as patterns within family lines to be cleared. That's what the whole healing path is. So our ancestors' stories can lie within ourselves, as can much else within our DNA. But Ashtar's saying, I am within your DNA. it's as though your galactic brothers and sisters are within your DNA. Okay, so there's no escaping that, you know, you and I are galactic. And the more that we can open up to that and understand that in the same way that we can own our angelic heritage, the easier it becomes to just form a relationship with them. And then we don't get rocked because so-and-so said this about them, or, you know, it's just like we have our own relationship because we understand ourselves and we understand the other, the relationship to these other beings. I hope that helps. The other thing that's being said out there at the moment, which I am going to call out, same people I believe, is that people talking about multiple timelines is somehow misleading, or that's a false light thing as well. I quite like them just to go and sit with somebody like Brian Cox or an astrophysicist. I'm not trying to be rude here. I'm trying to be very careful in what I say, but the analogy is people that think there's only one timeline. It's like it's primary school level. We are in masterclass energy now, and masterclass understands that we don't understand a lot. You know, there's a lot that we don't understand. That's the whole point of the journey. It's about discovering it. But we do know that time is not linear. We do know that there are different timelines at play. We do know that past, present and future can merge. We do know that we don't understand exactly how that works. I mean, I know some people do, but my little brain can't get its head around it, you know? So this whole thing about somehow multiple timelines being a, I don't know, I'm baffled. I'm completely and utterly baffled by that one. And I think Metatron's saying you don't even need to say anymore. It's the difference between, it's different levels of consciousness and what they understand at that time. But, you know, keep on going, he's saying. Just keep on going with what you're trying to do. I'm talking about you as well, what you believe. You know, again, the whole thing about multiple timelines, again, I mean, I do get frustrated. You can probably see it in my energy field. I am going to let it go, but I wanted to come out and call this out because it's like, again, it's the same thing. We've just, as a species, we're on the brink of understanding this stuff. We're on the brink of opening up and realising, oh my God, I hadn't realised, of course, multiple timelines. I've been on YouTube for, well, I don't know, since 2012, I think it is. And in the last year in particular, I've really noticed, not just on my channel, but on other channels, my battery's about to run out, I'll do that in a minute, people are opening up to multiple timelines. And at that precise moment, that's when this stuff comes in, which is like, oh, no, 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 you know, false light. Let me put my camera on. Well, my camera's on, but my battery's not. Am I even plugged in? No, don't want that one. Is that it? Yeah, no, hold on. Why is that not working? Sorry guys, hold on. I'll chop this bit out probably. There we go. I don't need that one, do I? I don't know whether you could see that on the video, but when I was getting cross about people slamming the fact that, you know, multiple timelines don't exist, I accidentally put on double light. I put a double light on. It's like the light is too blinding for some people. It's like, it can't be real. Oh, breathe. Let's have patience. Have patience with people who are on different levels and different stages of their journey. It's all good. We've been where they are, but don't let them drag you back to where you were. That's the whole point of it. That's why I get cross. Yeah, right. Let's just pull a couple of cards. Let's pull a couple of cards. Hold on. What is this deck? I love this little deck. This lady sent it to me a while back. They're called the Universal Oracle cards. Very appropriate. There we go. Okay, Ashtar. He doesn't care what I call him. He just knows I know he's there. But I do call him his correct name out of respect, Ashtar. Right, Ashtar, what message have we got for people watching? Let's have 2 cards from this little deck. Explore. That's what he's saying. Explore. Explore, experience, adventure, wonder and journey. Oh, God, look at that card as well. Into what? The void. Nice segue, Ashtar, and I'll tell you why, because I want to now read out William Shatner's words when he went into this blackness. But before we do that, okay, so these are the 2 cards that have come out. Explore the void. Stop being so afraid. I'm just talking people generally, I don't mean you. Not telling anybody off. Stop, let us as a species stop being so afraid of what we don't know, okay? And trying to box things in. You can't box the void in. You can't box space in. You can't box the Galactics in, okay? They humour us. They humour us. You know, okay, humankind wants to give us a title. Humankind wants to call me this. That's fine, because I want to get to know humankind. But, you know, really, this is different. This is another level of stuff. So explore and the void. I want to read to you. Some of you probably already know this, but I took a little break and we're just going to go straight back into it. I'm going to come back to William Shatner's words in a moment, but I just want to bring Ashtar through just to wind up this first section of this video. Just let him speak about who he is and who the Galactic Federation of Light are. Okay, Ashtar, would you like to come in through me and talk about the Galactic Federation of Light and who you are working with to help clear up this confusion, please? Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to come and be introduced to new members. Confusion and questioning always leads to more people discovering who we truly are. So for that, we are thankful. And yes, I say we, because although I may be the known face or figurehead or energy that many are particularly used to and accustomed to and linked to and aligned to, there is behind me a large group of beings, seen and unseen, visible and invisible, across many different planets and across the whole universal system. We come in peace, we come in love, and we come in light. We seek no harm, we seek communication, we seek alliance, we seek out our fellow brothers and sisters who share the same galactic heritage and origins of ourselves. Although we may look different, although we may sound different, we are all one. We are all part of this magnificent expression of the wider universe and cosmos, of which there is no end, there is no beginning, there just is. And there is you, and there is I, and there is us. Together we journey through time, through the different dimensions, through different realities, through different times, around many orbits, around many lifetimes, around many incarnations, around many experiences. We come in love, we come in light, we come in peace. There is nothing to fear. There is nothing to be cautious of. Hold out your hand to me, look me in the eyes, and allow me to show you the multi-universe. That which you are ready for, that which you yearn for, that which you recognize. There are many of us, many shapes, many forms, many frequencies, many notes. We are you, you are us. We are not foreign, we are not alien, We are your friend, and we are of light. Look me in the eye as I approach you, as I enter into your energy field, and look me in the eyes as I look into yours, and let us recognize each other. Let our souls recognize each other's signature, each other's tone, each other's frequency, all belonging to this one universe. Ashtar, please speak on the Galactic Federation of Light and who they are and how they operate. Okay. He's putting it into language and a image that we can understand, but this is only one small drop in the ocean, but it's a level that we can integrate. He's showing me the Galactic Federation of Light. He's showing me like the Mothership. It's a huge ship. It's a sort of flat sphere. It has windows around. It's a flat sphere, and there are windows around the whole of the sphere. And out of each window, there is a figure or an energy or a frequency, and each one looks different to the being in the window next to it. And each one are members of the one tribe, which is the Galactic Federation of Light. They are all representative of different frequencies of light, and they are all tasked with different corridors, is what he's saying, different corridors of time, different corridors of space. Some have different remits for different planets. Not all of the Galactic Federation of Light are assigned to Earth, for example. Some are, some are not. It's as though each are looking out onto their own window of the wider cosmos, tracking what is going on, witnessing, observing, sending out signals, communicating, being there as an offer of support to anybody in any hour of need. And when I say anybody, I'm really talking about races of people, the human species being one particular race of people, one particular race of beings. But there are many different beings in our wider universe, and it's as though all of the different he's actually saying commanders of the Galactic Federation of Light are all tasked with different parts of the universe. So he is using the term commander for all of these other, I'm also hearing generals, but commanders, generals, but it's as though he's like this super commander overlighting the whole thing. Yeah, very similar to what I understand Metatron to be, which is the overall orchestrator and conductor of the whole angelic realm. So Ashtar is the same, but working with the galactic frequency. And I'm now just being shown the vision and how far the horizons go. To use very crude language, it's the only way that I can articulate it. It's like a binocular or a telescope that we may have, but this is like super, I'm just being shown like a telescope, but this telescope doesn't just see up into the Milky Way, it sees far beyond what we even know exists. That's what he's showing me. He's showing me this flat, spherical ship, of which I can only see one part. I know it's a circle, but it's so big I can't see the whole amount of it. It's also so bright you can't look at all of it. and I'm just seeing the windows around it, and each particular being with their task and their job at hand. And he's saying we identify with different members of the Galactic Federation of Light. We are more comfortable with some than others, but that's only because they represent different aspects of ourself, different memories that we've had on different planets, different associations, different alliances that we've formed over many thousands of years with different galactic souls. Okay. And he's now, I'm feeling now there's an energy of pride that Ashtar has within his with his galactic fleet. And he's just showing me himself, it's like it's an energy, he's like hovering above it all. And he's now showing me that what I thought was just one ship is a whole range of ships. And they just go on to ad infinitum. It's just never ending. So what, if you ever experience seeing one of his ships, whether it's hiding behind a cloud or actually you see it with your physical eye, it's just one zillionth of what actually is out there. But it's just so vast. But I'm just feeling this pride and this sense of strength, coordination, order, justice is what he's saying with the Ashtar energy, fighting for what is right, fighting for what is fair, fighting for what is just, maintaining the order and the equilibrium of the organic makeup of the universe, bringing discordant parts back together into harmony. He's saying part of their remit is also to watch over dying stars and also the creation of new planets and new star systems. He says the planet is, the cosmos is always in a state of flux. It is always changing. He's showing me that every day he gets up, putting it in our language, gets up and surveys what has happened overnight. And it's as though it's an ever-changing picture. It's an ever-changing frequency. It's an ever-changing energy. And the team that he has working for him, which are just, it's so vast. It's not just made up of 12 members or 24 members. It's just like there's so many of them. And there's new blood coming in the whole time. There's new, he's saying regeneration would be a better way to put it. They regenerate themselves for the job at hand, for the task at hand. They evolve as the universe evolves. What is your take on planet Earth at the moment, and what help do we need? Okay, he's showing me and this is very topical, this was in the news yesterday. I don't know the details, but he's just showing me it because I saw it. China launched some sort of missile that's capable of having a nuclear head on it or something, that was able to orbit the Earth in, I don't know how many minutes or however long it took. It wasn't very long. And it's the next level of warfare or technology, and it can be used for ill. And Ashtar is saying that don't be concerned about the speed at which this thing, whatever it's called, can circle the globe that China have made. And indeed, he's saying there's other countries in the world, America will be one, who's also developing their range of hypersonic missile. I think he's saying hypersonic missile. He's saying whatever the speed of this missile can go and however quick it can orbit the Earth, he says we're quicker. We're quicker. So he's saying that is an example of when mankind thinks they've then got almost like one up on God, that somehow a particular country or a particular group have got the leading edge technology to be able to have ultimate control over planet Earth. He says nobody has ultimate control over planet Earth other than God. And he says we work for God. So we're always able to be quicker, faster. We're always one step ahead is what he's basically saying. We're always one step ahead. Can some of this technology be been brought into human hands from malevolent galactic energies. Yes, he says this is true, this is possible, but there are more beings of light in the galactic army than there are those who seek to do mischief, is how he's putting it, do mischief, because it's as though he's not too worried about any of it. It's all in hand. It's like he's showing me now, he's just showing me he's sitting back. He's sitting back. It's like it's okay. There's room to breathe here. There's no sense of panic stations. Has there ever been a time where it's been panic stations from your perspective, Ashtar, when you've looked down on Mother Earth and you've really worried for us? He's showing me the burning forests. He's showing me they're concerned about the environment. I'm seeing the planet burning up. Please don't take that out of context. What I mean by that is he's showing me the burning forests, okay? He's showing me what Earth was 300 years ago for whatever reason. He's given me 300 years, I don't know why but anyway, 300 years ago as opposed to now. And it's as though the light on planet Earth has become... No, he's saying go back. It's not that the light has got lower, because the light has actually got brighter. It's just that the core fabrics of Earth are diminishing. He's now showing me beings within the centre of the Earth who are regenerating it from inside. The lights will never be allowed to go out. I know Tesla said that as well. The lights will never be allowed to go out. He's talking here about the vibrancy of planet Earth. He says planet Earth, as all planets have, has a, as you would call, a sell-by date on it. But he says it's not tomorrow, and it's not in this. It's not in your lifetime. It's not in your children's lifetime. But he's not giving me what the date is. But he's saying the truth is that all stars, and planet Earth is a star, have an expiry date. And when Earth's job is done, Earth's job will be done. But it will be by cosmic law. It won't be because of man's doing. They might not have helped, but it won't be man that decides when the Earth is no longer here. And he's now showing me thousands of years still. It's still there. It's still there in thousands of years' time. It might look very different, and he says it will look very different. But and there will have been a reforestation and a regeneration, but it will still be here. Can you show me thousands of years hence? Okay, well, yeah, because he's saying, well, you're already there. This is the whole time-space thing. It's like he's showing me myself as a soul, and I'm already there in however many thousands of years this is. It's beautiful. It's like I'm being shown this forest, but it's like it's waterfalls, it's white light, I'm dressed in white. It's honouring the sun, it's totally different. It's frequency. It's a completely different frequency. I mean, God, we'd hope it would be, wouldn't we? But yeah, it is. It's a different frequency. It is aligned to the white ray of light. Yeah, okay. Right. Interesting. Okay, Ashtar. Let's keep going. Let's ask you about colonization, because it's one thing he was talking to me about a couple of days ago. So we know that there are people in our world who wish to colonize other planets and believe that that is the way forward for the human species. Okay, he's now showing me humankind being, I don't like to use the word imprisoned. It's not quite the right word. A boundary would be a better word. There is a boundary. Okay, what he's trying to say is along the lines of, you can visit other places, so you can visit other planets, but you can't make a home there. There's something to, okay, he's given the analogy of when somebody comes to stay in your house, okay, they come, you make a nice meal for them, you make them comfortable, they have an enjoyable trip, hopefully, they have a nice stay, but then they have to leave and go home. And that's the analogy I'm being given, which is that certainly at the level of frequency that mankind is at the moment, we can visit, but we're not allowed to stay. We're certainly not allowed to stay and make and set up home. How they are going to police that, I have absolutely no idea. But he's saying it will become apparent in time that it is not sustainable, but it will be because a boundary has been put around that, boundary has been placed around that planet. He's saying talk to them about frequencies. Okay, what he's showing me is, okay, so I've got my globe here, my trusty globe. Here's planet Earth. And as beautiful as planet Earth is, it is a heavier, denser planet than other places in our star system. It's the place that you come to learn. It's Earth School. I've said this many times. It's Earth School, okay? And on Earth School, there are still many lower energies. There is duality. There is density. It's heavy, okay? We're trying to cast off the shackles of that. We're trying to ascend, and we will. But at the moment, we're still in this quite dense place. And indeed, many... okay. I'll just spit it out. The beings that want to colonize the new planet, let's just call that this is the new planet, whatever this is, whether it's Mars or anywhere else, this is the planet that they want to colonize. You know, we've trashed Earth, or Earth is no longer sustainable, or it's not as nice. We want to go here. Mankind wants to go from here to here. But the frequency of the people trying to do that is not high enough to be able to stay. It's as though this has got a much higher frequency, okay? Any other planet has got a much higher frequency. The energy is higher. And so therefore, if you bring a denser, lower energy, which is mankind at the moment, even more evolved men or women, we're still denser than a lot of the other species that are out there in the universe. So if you try and take a dense energy and you put it onto a high frequency planet, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, okay? It's against universal law. You can't bring a lower energy onto a high vibrational planet, which has anchored that in, and then suddenly make this all dense and low again, which you would do if mankind isn't able to raise its frequency more. He says it works the other way, in fact, that people or beings from Earth that visit a higher vibrational planet come back significantly changed and transformed. And they then seed that higher frequency light back into Earth, okay? So if and when we ever colonize another planet, it will be, one, because the wider universe has decreed that we are allowed to. And it will be when our frequency is a match, it's a match to the higher vibrational planet. And it's almost as though we can't survive on a higher vibrational planet if we come in with lower, denser energy. And lower, denser energy would be, oh God, we need another planet to go to because this one is all burnt up, or, you know, there's all problems on Earth, so we've got to get away from it somehow, or it's too populated, or it's too this, or it's too that. So let's just, you know, go somewhere else. And if we went somewhere else with the mentality or the consciousness that would just repeat that old cycle that we've done on Earth, it won't be allowed. It just won't be allowed. We won't be allowed to trash another planet, is what I'm hearing, okay? So you can visit a high frequency planet, you know, you can have a nice time, but you can't stay there. So there's a thing about visiting versus setting up home. it will only happen when we as a species have evolved to a high enough degree to be able to literally to settle there, for our frequency to be a match to that other planet. Okay. Okay. So I think that's reassuring, actually, personally. I think that's very reassuring, that there's boundaries, there's rules, you know. I'm hearing Father God and Mother God have rules. I'm being shown planet Earth a bit like this place where we just are we have sort of wild abandon a lot of the time. And it's just like, you know, a lot of people think there aren't any rules down here, or it's just like you can behave as you want to and walk all over people and all the rest of it. It's like, no, you're not doing that anywhere else. You're not doing that anywhere else. You're not doing that in the universe, okay? You're doing it in your little patch. That's what he meant by prison. Earth is not a prison planet. He just means that we're contained. He says contained is a much better word, okay? We are contained in one area of the universe, and it's like you can play like that down here, but you don't take that behaviour anywhere else, okay? Yeah. What does that card say? You are not alone. Ask for help, universe. You're not alone. Ask for help. Yeah. Transformation as well, the butterfly. Right, I wanted to read out to you William Shatner's words, which were so profound. So he went up, didn't he, in Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket to 350,000 feet plus above the Earth last week. William Shatner, Captain Kirk. I mean, he's always going to be Captain Kirk, isn't he? His words were beautiful, and I just wanted to mention them because they very much tie into these two, particularly the energy of the void, okay, space, the final frontier, you know? I mean, William Shatner just, he has to be a starseed. I mean, we all are. Oh my God, I've got goosebumps. Can you see my goosebumps? There we are, William Shatner, yeah, my God. That's ridiculous, okay. So, William Shatner, these were his words. He said, oh my God, it's indescribable to see the blue colour, planet blue, the blue colour, to see the blue colour of the atmosphere shoot by like that. Down there, there is Mother Earth, comfort, and up there is death. Is that what death is? It is so moving. I never expected it. There's beauty of the blue. It's so thin. You're going close to 2,000 miles per hour and through like 50 miles of it in an instant. And then you're into black. You're into the void. It's mysterious. And you know that there are galaxies and such up there. But all you see is that black. And down below is light. I hope it's so profound. It's so extraordinary. I hope I never recover from this. And I maintain what I feel now. It's so much larger than me. It has to do with enormity, the quickness of life and death. Oh my God, it's beautiful in its own way. Now, he's talking about death. He's 90, okay? So you get to that age, you're going to be thinking about your own mortality. Of course, William Shatner has died like you and I have many, many times. It's just that when we drop down to Earth, we forget that. We forget all our past lives and we forget our starry incarnations. And we forget that we have galactic blood running through us as much as earthly blood. But, you know, his talk there of, he's talking about the void, you know, it's like it's black and so we fear it because we can't see, it's dark. And yet within it is the mystery. I mean, it's all there, space, the final frontier. It's like when mankind shatters through the illusion that there's nothing else out there and we truly open up to, my God, there is everything out there. That's what Ashtar's saying. He's saying it's not there's nothing out there, there is everything out there. There is the multi-universe. There is you, there is me, there is us. There is just the biggest symphony you've ever heard in your life. And he keeps showing me music. He keeps showing me like an orchestra, like musical notes. Of course, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, when they came, they used the tones, didn't they, to communicate. Seems to be something to do with music being a bridge, tones being a bridge to help us connect with them and for them to connect with us. Because the truth is, not all of those people on the mothership speak English. Not all of them speak Chinese. Not all of them speak Indian, you know. They speak, what do they speak, Ashtar? They speak every language under God's sun and God's moon and every other planet. I mean, it's just, oh my God, he's now just, I'm just hearing this chatter. It's just like the sound is, oh my God, it's just amazing. It's just like every single being of the universe talking all at once. It's just like, oh my God, I can't, it's just too much. It's too much. So the thing about all of this is, let's go back to this card. It's about just opening up and exploring and having an adventure. And I think, you know, this is why he wanted me to come on today and talk to you and bring back this galactic energy and make you realise it's nothing to be frightened of. Don't get caught up in the whole thing that, you know, don't get blocked by it, basically, okay? Remember what I said at the beginning of this video, that it's energy, and energy just wishes to be experienced and explored. And as long as you've got your gatekeeper, you know, Metatron and Ashtar, you know, you could have one either side of you. It's beautiful. I'm now being shown myself actually, but this is me and you are the same here. It's like they've got, Metatron's got my right hand, Ashtar's got my left hand, and it's just like lift off. It's like I'm flying through the universe. It's like there is no gravity. It's just like, where do you wish to explore today? What do you wish to feel? What do you wish to see? Okay, what do you wish to see? But they will always land you back down on Earth, okay? You'll always be landed back down. I'm going to pull a couple of cards, but I also just want to tell you a little bit about what I've got here. There's a story about the flowers. I can't remember whether I said at the beginning of this video or not. I think I did I? About, maybe I didn't. That one of the things Ashtar showed me a few days ago is that there isn't a great deal of flowers on a lot of these other planets. It doesn't mean that they don't exist in some places, but on many planets there aren't the flowers that we know and love here on planet Earth. And he said to me it's because God, the creator, knows that this is a dense planet. Okay, it is a dense planet. It's a heavy planet. It's a planet of challenge, but it's a planet of beauty as well. And so they've sprinkled it with flowers. And the flowers are there to lift us up, to help us raise our vibration, to feel happy, basically. You know, think about a child making a daisy chain or something like that. It's innocent, it's fun, it's just beautiful. It's God's garden. So they're sprinkling beauty with the flowers. And when I tried to record this video on Saturday, I didn't have any flowers for Ashtar. And normally I always have flowers when I do a video, particularly if I'm channeling. It's just like a mark of respect. I don't know, I've always done it. But I didn't have any flowers for him. And I thought, no, it doesn't matter because he's just told me that, you know, other planets don't need the flowers. And so it's fine. And I had my crystals out. And then a day went by, I went for a walk, and I wasn't even thinking of Ashtar, but it just came into my mind that I was going to be sitting down today doing this video for you. And I said to Ashtar, okay, well, we're going to do that then on Monday. We'll have a good chat about everything. And I said, I was listening to my music. As you know, I always listen to my music. And I said, go on, just give me a song, or, you know, is there a message in one of these songs? I hit shuffle. Okay, I hit shuffle. And the song that came up was You Don't Bring Me Flowers by You Don't Bring Me Flowers Anymore by Neil Diamond. You know that beautiful song? You don't bring me flowers anymore. It's such a lovely song. And it's like I had this big smile on my face because I knew why he'd done it. It was like he was trying to make himself relatable. You know, it's like it would be quite nice actually to have some flowers, Amanda, because when I visit your planet, you know, I like to see what you see, you know? So I went out and bought him those white roses. I thought they were very Ashtar. Yeah. Neil Diamond and Ashtar, come on. You never thought you'd hear those two names in the same sentence. I also just want to mention this beautiful picture that somebody sent me. Very timely. I think it's a lady called Crystal Hill. Thank you, Crystal, for sending me this, because this arrived in my house the other day. And as I looked at it, I thought, wow, this is what Ashtar's basically talking about on other planets. Because can you see, there aren't any flowers. This is all crystalline energy. But the crystals are almost like flowers. The crystals are refracting the light. They're holding different colours of light. It's like a big, huge light display, you know. It's not a floral display, but it's like a light display. And yes, we have crystals here in the earth, but actually they're buried in the earth, and then we have to mine them and get them out. And okay, I can show you one, but they're in the earth. On other planets, they're much more visible. They're like, you know, they're almost like pyramid shapes dotted everywhere. And but the trees, I think there's more trees and vegetation like that, but the actual flowers, something like that you can pick, it feels as though it's very particular to Mother Earth. Anyway, thank you, Crystal, for that lovely piece of artwork that you've done. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, let's do some cards, guys. I'll try not to make it too much longer. Although thank you so much for so many, 70,000 people sat down and watched my 2-hour video on Tesla, which, you know, just makes you realise that it doesn't have to just be 4-minute video. It's like people can, if they're interested, stay tuned. I was so appreciative of you all. Thank you so much. It really warmed my heart. And yes, I will bring back Tesla. And Tesla absolutely is galactic. Of course he is. Also, you know when I was saying about who the Galactic Federation of Light are, and they're just like, there's so many of them, so many different variations, but equally the Galactic Federation of Light are within us. They exist within us. We are them as well. I was also shown quite a number of the Heart Squad as well that I've channeled over the years. And I've said to you, so many of them are galactic. Elvis Presley, my Elvis mug, Prince, big time, Michael Jackson, just trying to think who, David Bowie, of course, Bowie. You know, they're our galactic brothers. There must be some galactic sisters. Well, of course, Karen Carpenter, calling occupants of interplanetary craft. Come on. Right, let's do some cards, guys, just to finish this up. Let's go back to this deck, which is the Magical Dimensions deck by Lightstar. I'll put the link below. And I'm going to have 3 cards from here, please, Ashtar. Let's have 3 cards just to lead us into the full moon in Aries. And then I'll probably pick it up in another video on that specifically. But yeah, what is there to say? What isn't there to say, he says. Okay, yeah, exiled. Oh, that's an interesting card. Because this card of exile, it says it's an illusion of separation. Illusion of separation, disconnection and isolation, the locked door. That's how we feel with regard to these galactic energies. It's like the door is locked. We can't go through that. You know, goodness knows what might happen if we do that. You know, or is it safe? Is it safe? What was I saying about the Gatekeeper? If you have a Gatekeeper energy, Metatron Christ, a guide that you trust, that you've worked with before, you know, ask them to open the door to the Galactic Kingdom. Ashtar will be the other side of that, is what he's saying, okay? You're not exiled. You're not exiled from the rest of the universe. You're not. It's illusion. It is illusion. And look at that, the butterfly's trying to come through the door, transformation. We want to transform this, that somehow it's dangerous or it's dark or it's deviant or it's false light or a psyop or anything else that you want to throw at them. You know, the Galactics are our friends. The Galactic Federation of Light are our friends. Ashtar is our friend. You are not exiled. It is an illusion. Challenges. That says blocks, fears and negativity. Exactly. It's exactly what I'm saying. This is the block. Maybe this Aries full moon is about just letting all that go. Letting these blocks go. Letting misinformation go. Letting... Yeah, breathing deep, taking Metatron's hands. Yeah, because you see on the bottom of the pack, we've got the card of emergence. What do we want to emerge from being exiled from the rest of the universe? We are not alone. We are not alone. Yes, you are not alone, Michael Jackson, indeed. You are not alone. None of us are. We have barricaded that door to the Galactics as a species and we've bolted it. And then we've put a chair in front of it and a wardrobe, and it's like, we do want to know. We're getting to the point we do want to know. We're curious. Curiosity is good. Curiosity is good. But before we do that, we have to, and before we can emerge, card number 11, we have to face these blocks and these fears. The blocks and the fears, Ashtar, to opening up to the Galactics. I can just feel this soft wave of energy flowing down my back, in particular my spine. And the spine is where we hold memory. It's as though he's washing our back. He's washing away the memory of the fear from our back, from our DNA. A lot of this is cultural and collective, he's saying. You, as an individual, your higher self knows it is a galactic being and an angelic being and a child of God. It is the density of this planet that has brought the fear in. And I'm just feeling this wave of light. Just like to tune into your own back now and your spine. And I'm just going to put the Ashtar energy down it with your permission. So let's just imagine the platinum ray of light flowing down your back. Imagine it going into all of the different vertebrae, all of the different parts of your back, your upper back, your middle back, your lower back. Platinum ray. The platinum ray is oneness, it's unity, it's opening up to all that there is. Just let that flow down and integrate. I'd encourage you to be working with the platinum ray. You know, you can obviously use the sprays. You can get out in the light, platinum lights. Those of you that are lucky enough to have that sort of weather at the moment. Where was my picture? Yeah, you know, that type of energy. You can visualize it. You can meditate upon it. My head's going all tingly now as well. My crown, it's like there's an activation around here. Oh, so beautiful, look at that card. Oneness. The platinum ray brings through a unity activation. Just take my hair down for some reason. He wanted to talk about hair today. Doesn't matter if you're bald, but there's something about hair. He's saying everyone has hair on their body. Even if you haven't got hair on your head, you've got hair on your body. Hair is an antennae. It helps us to connect to spirit. It's why when your hair stands up on end, on your, like earlier when I was talking about William Shatner being a starseed, it's revealing a truth. He's saying that there are... I feel as though there's going to be more and more evidence that they are real and that they are here. And it literally is going to be like the hairs are going to be standing up on the back of our arms, you know, and it's like, oh, I'm just feeling this moment of like, oh my God, wow, oh wow. And it's like whoever's trying to keep it all covered up and like, oh no, they don't exist, or, you know, humanity is not ready. This has always been the thing, humanity is not ready. That's why it's always been kept secret. Because as soon as humanity really opens up to, my God, this, look at that, you know, and realise what they don't know and break out of the box, it's a game changer. It's a game changer. That day's coming closer. It's coming closer. I don't feel it's like some big sort of, I don't know, Independence Day type energy. I'm talking about the film. Was it Independence Day where the big ship appears in the sky? I don't think it's necessarily that. Interesting, that card has just come up, which is the card of the past. Okay, he said that's just what we've cleared. Okay, the past, yeah, which is to do with moving on, letting go of the baggage, ghost of the past. It reminds me a bit of Marley, you know, and the Scrooge stories. I feel as though there's going to be visitations to those people that are ready for it. You're not going to get a visitation at the end of your bed if you're not ready for it. It's going to freak you out. Spirit are not going to do that. They're not going to frighten you. But I do think for those of us that are ready, I think there's more visitations coming, you know. Hopefully not quite like Scrooge and being dragged through whatever. But I, you know, in all seriousness, I do think that is coming through for more people. It's like they want to literally put it in front of our face and show us. It's going to become more obvious. It's going to be a bit of like, oh my God, the hair's, but it's going to be good. It's going to be the hair standing on my up. It's like, my God, I can't believe that just happened. It becomes irrefutable. We are here, he's saying. We always have been. We're going to make ourselves more visible. Irrefutable evidence. He's talking also about the meteorites coming down with all the new information. Oh, he says that links into what you were saying about planet Earth. He's saying these meteorites coming down, I mean, those of you that are crystal enthusiasts know this. They seed new information and new energy. Anyway, guys, I better let it go there. Otherwise, I'm going to be going on for another hour. I know what I'm like. Take care of yourselves. I will be back in a couple of days for the Aries full moon reading. I hope that's cleared up a bit of the confusion out there with regard to Galactic Federation of Light, who are of light, of love, of peace, who mean us no harm, and Ashtar is just the most awesome, brilliant guide. Please like and share the video. It certainly makes a huge difference if you like it. It gets it seen by many more people. I have just got to show you that picture though, because look at that. Look at that. That is just so, that's so galactic, so Ashtar. It says authenticity, signature, vibrate. Oh, I know why he's showing that. You know, I was saying energy never lies. This is almost like a badge. You know, like on Star Trek Enterprise, they all had a badge. This isn't going to be a message for everybody. Some people don't need this, but some people do, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's a bit like when you open up to the angelic kingdom. Okay, you open up to the angelic kingdom and you expect the angels to have a pair of wings. You know, come on, you're an angel. It's like that wonderful sketch with Alan Rickman, who played Metatron, and he stands at the end of the bed and he doesn't look like an angel. And he says, what do you expect? Anyway, it's very irreverent, very, very funny. When we awaken, we expect the angels to look a certain way. That is fine. They will show themselves to you in that way. Okay, they want you to know it's them. Ashtar is saying, if you ever have any doubt about is this galactic being of light, he's saying get them to show you their badge. A bit like a police officer. You know, a police officer has to actually flash their badge. But I'm being shown it's like a little, it's that sort of shape. It's V-shaped basically. And it's either on their lapel, it's somewhere on their being. If it's not on their being, it's around them. So for those of you that can actually see energy, it might be that they're actually encased in like some sort of diamond shape as well. So it's like a badge to sort of say, yeah, you're through, you're legit, okay? And he's saying all of my commanders, all of my generals wear them, okay? And he's saying you also have one inside you. He's showing me the wishbone. Is the wishbone V-shaped? It is in a chicken, but I don't know if it is. Do we have a wishbone? I don't know. I've probably shown... Do we have a wishbone? He's talking about a wishbone for some reason. There seems to be some bone. Those of you that are into anatomy, you can let me know. Is there a bone in our body that is V-shaped? Because he's saying there already is. It's already in there. It's like you've already got your badge. You're already a member of my crew. Take care, guys. Much love. I enjoyed that. I hope you did too. Bye-bye for now. See you on Wednesday for Aries full moon. Bye.